Survivor! Hey there! You look like you're ready for Survivor! This is an instruction video to help you understand the rules of the game Survivor, which you are invited to play on May 29th. Come at 7:30 in the morning. It's an all-day ordeal, and come survive in the woods with me. Alright, so Survivor is basically a group of 16 to 32 individuals competing to be the last person standing at the end of the day. You have to outwit, outplay, and outlast all of the other people by playing in challenges, outsmarting people, and avoiding getting voted out. So the rules of Survivor are simple. So it starts off with around 24 people, and they are split up into teams called tribes. And so, for example, there might be 4 teams of 6. So the 4 teams would compete in team immunity challenges, and the 2 teams that do the best in the challenge win immunity. And the 2 teams that lose the immunity challenge have to vote someone out of the game. So teams will vote out members of their tribe, and the tribe numbers will dwindle. And that goes on for several rounds, and then once there are around 10 to 12 people left, the tribes will dissolve and the remaining players will compete individually, where each immunity challenge will have only one winner, and that person will be safe, and then everyone goes to tribal council and will vote someone out of the game. And that continues until there are 2 people left in the game. And a jury made up of people voted out of the game will vote for a winner out of the 2 people left standing. So, unfortunately, as people get voted out, feelings can get hurt because usually people are surprised whenever they're voted out. So remember that it's just a game, it's all for fun, and the faster you get over it, the more fun you have with the day and the more you appreciate the day. So, don't be this tree. If you are voted out and you take things personally, 1, don't hold it against the people who are playing the game who got you out, because you shouldn't do that. They're playing a game. Calm down. It's fine. And don't run around and go spread people's secrets, because that takes away the integrity and the fun of the game. So the faster you forgive, the more fun you have with the day, and it's a game. And then by the end of the day, everyone's happy for the winner, and everyone starts talking about the game, and you start seeing where different people made mistakes and what the best moves were. And if you're a good sport about the game, then that part of the day will be much more fun, and you'll walk away with more friends than people who are bitter about the game. So always be a good sport with this, and yeah. So in the game of Survivor, there are various ways that you can earn special powers to help you in the game. And one of these powers are hidden immunity idols, okay? So we have immunity idols hidden all over the yard. There's usually around 3, and you can find clues at various points in the game. A clue might be hidden during a challenge, or there may be some kind of twist where you are given a clue. And the way immunity idols work are, if you think that you are getting the most votes to get voted out, or one of your allies, you can play the idol and on yourself or on another person. Any votes cast on the person you play the idol on will not count. And whoever has the most votes after that will be voted out. So in a situation, you could be voted out with only 1 vote against you. Sorry. Whoa, speaking of the devil, this is what an idol clue would look like. Dig at the horseshoe. Here it is! I found it! Do any players have a hidden immunity idol that they want to use on themselves or others? I've got something to say. I want to play this idol on me. It's going to be a long, hot day, so remember to stay hydrated, to eat, and to put on sunscreen. Because So you may be wondering, what happens after I'm voted out? Well, once you're voted out, you still have a chance to get back in the game, because we have something called Redemption Island. Whenever you're voted out, you will face off with other eliminated players in different challenges to try to get back in the game. Usually the way it works is it starts whenever around 4 people are voted out, then they compete in the challenge, and whoever comes in last in the challenge is out of the game. And then that continues until the game is ready to accept a player back in, and then the Redemption Island players will play one challenge, and whoever wins that challenge comes back in the game. And that usually happens twice, so 2 people who are voted out will get to come back in. There are many approaches to this game, many different strategies. I'm going to go through a few specific approaches so that you can get an idea of how you might want to play the game. Next is the alliance leader. This person usually gets a group of people together who will vote together so that they get a majority of the votes going through each round. If you are the leader of this alliance, you have a good chance at winning the game because you could take credit for most of the moves that happen, but it'll be hard for you to get there because if anyone's going to target a big player, it's going to be the leader of the alliance. Next is a coaster. Coaster players join an alliance and just ride it out with the alliance and just vote however they're told to. It's usually tough for a coaster to win, but it's easy for them to make it far. Next is the floater. Floaters don't really participate in any alliances. They kind of go around. They just make sure the vote isn't on them, and they vote with whoever makes the best appeal to vote with them. Next is the cutthroat strategy. A cutthroat player usually makes a lot of final 2 deals, makes a lot of alliances, and often doesn't mean it most of the time. So watch out for them. This player can usually last a while, but once that they're discovered as having a bunch of alliances, it doesn't usually work out in their favor. Next is an under the radar player. These players kind of coast for the beginning of the game, and then towards the end they start playing much bigger. They start getting more aggressive and take out bigger players so that once they make it to the end of the game, they're the strongest player left. Next is the GOAT. A GOAT player usually pitches themselves as someone who would never win in a jury situation so that people bring them along. They might say, I'm easy to beat in challenges, you can take me out at any time, or I voted out a bunch of people who are in the jury, they're not going to want to vote for me to win. And they can usually get dragged to the end. So you could use one of these strategies or a mixture of these strategies as you approach the game. But also look out for who's playing what kind of game so that you could see who you should target to try to further yourself in the game and really help yourself move towards the win. You never want to get too showy because then you're going to be seen as a target, and you never want to be too quiet because then you won't be seen as someone who's really playing the game. Oh, and also, during the team round, sometimes teams make a group decision on who to vote out. That's usually okay, but don't always trust it because sometimes people lie when that happens. So now I'm going to go through a few reasons people get voted out. If you think any of these apply to you at any point in the game, you need to work on that. So the first reason, early in the game, a lot of times people vote for people they don't know. So if you find that you don't know a lot of people on your team, you need to work hard to make some fast friendships and to really bond with some people so that you can get an alliance fast because it'll help you stay in. Another reason is if you're not in someone's alliance. If an alliance of people are voting together, they are most likely going to vote for someone who's outside of that group. So if no one's talking to you about the vote, or if you're not in a solid group of people, you're probably in trouble. Also during the team rounds, if you're not doing well in the challenges and you're not helping the team win, you're probably going to get taken out so that the team could win more challenges. So if you think you're being seen as a weak link, really bring it in those challenges. Once that we get to the merge or late in the team rounds, the reasons start to get more aggressive. Like if you're a social threat and you have a lot of alliances, or you're seen as someone who has a lot of influence in the game, you might be seen as someone who needs to be targeted to get out because you're a big threat to win. Next is an immunity threat. If someone's really good at challenges, you might be targeted because other people want to win immunity, and you could go on an immunity run all the way to the end, and that's dangerous. If you're a jury threat, you're definitely a threat to win the game. If you're someone who a lot of the people who were voted out would root for to win the game, then that's a big reason to target you. Obviously, if you're targeting someone, they're probably going to want to target you. And always be ready to have your name come up, because most of the time you're not going to be told if people are voting you out. It's usually a shock.
Wow.
Okay, so remember, to have fun, it's just a game. If you're a good sport about it, you're going to have a really, really fun day. I invited you because I know you're tough enough to handle it, and I know you're gonna play well. And if you have any questions, just ask me. It's gonna be a really fun day.